Every day we are inching closer and closer to war in the Caribbean. The US military has been holding military exercises with Guyana Defense Force. Now, today we are hearing about highest ranking US military officer who is visiting Trinidad and Tobago. General Dan Kane he's actually the 22nd chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, US highest ranking military officer, and he is the principal military advisor to the US President, the Secretary of War, and the National Security Council. So his advice will be very pivotal anything that happens in the Caribbean. Now, his visit comes as Washington maintained its largest military deployment in the Caribbean in decades, and there are questions about the extent of the U.S. operations near the country's territory remains unanswered, which is Trinidad and Tobago. Venezuela, we know they're going after the oil. Kane is expected, of course, to meet today with Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago to discuss a wide range of things. They're saying strong bilateral relationship. That's just the code word. But we know what it's all about. Strengthening regional stability, regional unity, and vital importance this in countering illicit trafficking and transnational criminal organizations. Now, we know all these warships and all these planes are not to counter drug boats. We know exactly what they are. But listen, watch this video to see what's the latest and what's going on with the US and this war, and then we'll get back to this video.
Designation opens up the cartel to airstrikes, claiming the same legal authority used to destroy suspected drug boats. Should President Trump give the green light, there is plenty of firepower in the Caribbean. This newly released photo aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford shows an electronic warfare jet used to jam enemy radar and destroy surface-to-air missile sites. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, has arrived in Puerto Rico to receive an operational update on Southern Spear, as lawmakers from both sides remain skeptical of the administration's plans.
What lies ahead could be worse than what we have now.
Historically, the United States' intervention in Central America or South America has not always rolled out the way we'd hoped.
After the FAA warned airliners to avoid flying over Venezuela, some foreign carriers have canceled flights to Caracas. Tonight, F-18 Super Hornets from the USS Gerald R. Ford have linked up with a B-52 bomber to fly another show-of-force mission off the coast of Venezuela.
Certainly, I think that the nature of this mission in the Southern Caribbean seems to be evolving. Bringing the USS Gerald R. Ford, the carrier strike group that's just arrived last week, to the Southern Caribbean seems to me to be one of those moments where we've crossed a Rubicon, Will. You don't bring that kind of equipment into the region unless you're intent on using it. It's expensive. It costs about $6 million a day. Had to move it across the Atlantic. There are options that are on the table now for the president, which involve strikes against Venezuela, which he may well greenlight in the coming weeks. So this is no joke. These are real options that are on the table. That said, Will, I will say that I think the president is trying to do this in a way that is as bloodless and as easy as possible. He says he has something that he wants to talk to Maduro about. I imagine that's the moment, Will, for the ultimatum. Now is your time to go. You can negotiate your exit, and that's your option.
All right, to the point of the strike carrier group, the aircraft carrier headed to the coast of Venezuela, it also seems unnecessary to battle drug boats or drug cartels. So it does seem to indicate something much bigger is brewing in Venezuela. Now, maybe there is a way to thread the needle, as you mentioned. Maybe there's a conversation to be had. But if there is not, or if Maduro does what he has done for quite some time and rejects that opportunity, what happens? What do we do? Do you anticipate? Is this drones? Is this aerial strikes? Is this troops on the ground in Venezuela?
Well, the administration says we're entering the next phase. So they've, as you outlined in your intro, they've designated the Cartel de los Soles as a foreign terrorist organization. They've said that the CIA is going to be active in the covert space, conducting psychological operations as well. There were news stories about potential leaflet droppings that could be coming soon. But if these things fail to dislodge Maduro, there's a real chance here that the United States will greenlight strikes against targets in Venezuela.
So you've seen the latest and what is happening there. Now, the U.S. Embassy, they're saying that following the meeting They would give the media an update as to what was discussed. We will never know what was discussed in reality. All we would hear about is that they're strengthening relations and they're looking to end drug trafficking in the region. We know that a war is on the horizon. We know that many things are going to happen in this region that will destabilize this region even further. It's already been destabilized just by the very presence of these military ships. A lot of aircraft already stopping flights to different parts of the region. A lot of our people are very unprepared for what is about to break loose in this region of ours. I keep telling you to make your necessary preparations. Whether you like it or not, things will go south. Things will go south. And Trinidad and Tobago, I always say and will maintain that they're in the mix of all of these issues, whether your government likes it or not. They can't stop anyone from talking about the narrative of the US. Trinidad and Tobago is in the middle of this battle royal. Sad but true. And we are to start looking at ways and means of protecting ourselves in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm talking, not talking about from the bombs and the guns that will be flying around very soon. I'm talking about what you're doing to protect your own households in terms of your communication, your food supply, your water supply. Get prepared because whether we like it or not, things are actually going to happen. Guys, remember to like, share, and subscribe.